immigrant spent 3 months crossing perilous oceans to get to the United States looking for happiness. They came here to get handouts, to get free benefits. See, understand this, Rock, and I want your audience to understand it too. 99% of all the black people in America are the direct descendants of slaves, which means they were here before 99% of all the other people arrived. All these people are coming to this country boasting about, my family came from Germany, my parents came from Ireland, my parents came from Greece or Italy. They came here for a specific reason, to get benefits. They get unearned benefits, to profit and enjoy the fruits of black folks' labor and the Indian land. They've already gotten theirs. And now what they're saying is that now that we've gotten everything, we got control of it, we got it free and passed it from generation to next generation, we're not going to let you have anything. And see, that's grossly unfair and it's immoral. And the worst thing that our society is doing, and they should cease in doing it, is they start equating black folk to all these fabricated groups, like minorities and poor folk and people of color and Asians and Hispanics coming into the country. These people coming to this country today get unearned benefits to enjoy the fruits of black folks' labor. Nobody shut them down. The Chinese started pouring into California after the Civil War to get benefits. And the Mexicans, there were no, in the Civil War, you had about 6,000 Hispanics in the United States. And now you got about almost 50-something million. They came in looking for benefits.
And I heard Jesse Jackson say one day that, you know, all other groups came here seeking a thrill.
That's right.
Black folks came here obviously against their will.
See, as black folk are the only non-immigrants. Our country is structured on immigrant rights to give them benefits. Black folk are the only non-immigrants in this country. I know people always say, well, Indians are immigrants. Indians were the original people. No, they were not. The original people in this country were black folk.
Hello, Freeman family and our riders. That was the beautiful elder, Dr. Claude Anderson, one of our beloved elders, and his words and his warnings couldn't be more relevant even today. And this woman right here is a perfect example of exactly what he was warning us about. Meet Mayra Reyes, y'all. A school board member for the East Aurora District 131 in Illinois. Now, Mayra was caught on a hot mic during a closed-door meeting, openly saying she no longer supports the district's dual language program. Why? Because she doesn't want black students included. She doesn't want them to compete with Spanish-speaking students. In other words, she wants to keep us at a disadvantage. That's crazy. Because the very people who she does not want to have an advantage over her people come from people who built the nation and who fought for her rights to get here. Those black students, many of them, are also part of the group who secured the very 14th Amendment that so many others, including Mayra, benefit from. Yet, instead of gratitude and a thank you, we get disdain and hostility. Take a look at this video and we gonna talk.
A growing number of black community leaders in Aurora say they want a school board member to resign from East Aurora School District 131. At the center of the controversy is school board member Mayra Reyes. Community members say her past comments about the district's dual language program unfairly pit black and Hispanic students against each other. Audio obtained from her 2024 interview for a vacant board seat allegedly reveals Reyes questioning whether non-Spanish speaking students like African-American students should have equal access to bilingual advantages. The DuPage NAACP President Michael Childress says a school board member should be pushing equality.
Isn't that what we're supposed to be trying to strive for in this community and in the country? Is that equality should be the basis of everything we do, and as far as pushing one group down so that it sounds like you're anti-equality on all levels.
Yeah, we have the audio, too. We did reach out for Reyes to give us a comment on this, but we have not heard back. Community leaders, parents, and staff are expected to attend the East Aurora School Board meeting at 7 tonight.
So let's break this down. Mayra does not oppose the dual language program itself. She opposes who gets access to it. When Spanish-speaking students were the only ones benefiting from the program, everything was just fine. Nobody had anything to say. But the moment black students are supposed to be included, suddenly it's a problem. Okay? Suddenly it's always an issue. Meanwhile, when it's time for us to get something, they become offended or start whining or act like we have to include them in everything that we're getting. They pretend to be allies, but you'll notice with this so-called black and brown coalition, the only time that's mentioned is when it's time for us to get something. And just so you can see that I'm not over-exaggerating, this is Mayra's words herself. And she is quoted as saying, "As far as the dual language program, I am not in support of it as I once was. I struggle with the fact that we are now giving the advantage that Spanish speakers may have had at one point over someone who wasn't bilingual. Now we are making us all kinds of even." I thought we were all supposed to be even if we were going to be equal. Okay. All right. Correct me if I'm wrong. So she's not just questioning a program. She's flat out bothered at the thought of black kids leveling the playing field. That's gatekeeping. She is literally concerned that the playing field is becoming even. I'm going to zero in on that again. Becoming even. Equality is not the goal for them. Equality is the enemy for these people. And that's why freedmen have to stay laser focused on ourselves. Because people like Mayra are focused on themselves and their group. And they only mention black and brown when it's time for us to get something. FBA freedmen have been denied jobs and discriminated against and locked out of opportunity for decades because we were not bilingual. Anybody watching this would know that, especially if you're from a state like Florida, California, or New York. I mean, we can either name somebody we know who've experienced not getting the job, or we've experienced it ourselves. Now that her comments have been made public and many people are calling for her resignation, as they should, Mayra is out here explaining and apologizing, okay? But let's be real. Are you sorry you said it, or are you sorry you got caught? Because in my mind, these comments expose the same old hostility toward black advancement that many of them folks have. We worried about Karen's when we need to be worried about Maria's too. These other groups have no problem benefiting from programs, that our ancestors paved the way for us to have. But when we start accessing them, it's a problem. Suddenly fairness feels like competition. Yet they don't want us learning Spanish because they're scared we might actually compete for their jobs. Let's be real for a minute anyway. There is no competition between us and them. We helped you get here. We didn't flee. We stayed in our homeland. We fought and we earned every single inch of ground that we stand on. The 14th Amendment that you all abuse today, that was from us. We come from people who fought the most oppressive government in the world. We built towns, businesses, communities with no outside help, no freebies, no handouts. And one more thing, Mayra, and the people who think like Mayra. We didn't have to step on others or sabotage them to get ahead either. And before I move forward, let me say one more thing. The NAACP, they still don't get it. They're out here worrying about minorities, people of color, and everybody else except FBA freedmen. Meanwhile, these other groups come here for survival, to build a life in a society that we built. That's why they're losing ground with the grassroots, them and the Democrats. And Mayra's foolishness is nothing new. Many of her folks are just outright disrespectful toward us anyway. You need an example? Okay, remember California? Mayra's people, who are lawmakers there, were also caught on tape in California making racist remarks about black people.
He did call me. He wants to have breakfast with me.
What's taking him so long?
I haven't. I just said, hey, we need to talk.
You supported him from the...
All right, don't worry, I got you. So you'll start seeing them line up. Isaac was a...
This is the same crowd, as well as some of our sellouts, that expect us to put the capes on and jump in the streets every time ICE is on the back of their neck. We supposed to help you when all you do is sabotage and undermine us? See, this proves what Dr. Claude Anderson has been saying for decades. These coalitions with these other groups are nothing but smoke and mirrors. And sooner or later, the truth always becomes exposed. We don't need a lot of them. They need us. They benefit from many of the laws that our ancestors have fought for. But then get upset when we focus on ourselves or when we try to access those benefits. What Mayra Reyes said about black children not being included in the dual language program is nothing new. We've seen this exact playbook before, all the way back to slavery through Brown versus Board of Education and beyond. Now, during slavery, many states passed laws making it illegal to teach black people how to read. They understood that education meant power. But even when our people were denied formal schooling, we were no fools. We built towns, business districts, even generational wealth off our talents and trades. Now, a lot of people think that Brown versus Board of Education was about black kids wanting to sit next to white kids. But the truth is, that wasn't the original fight. The case was originally about black parents saying pretty much our tax dollars pay for these schools too. So why